You go into halftime with a 5-point lead. USC bounces back in the second half. What was the difference between the two halves?
Well, our start was very flat in the second half. We were flat. We played tentative with the ball. We just, we made some poor decisions with the ball, and we started out with turnovers like we did the game. I mean, it's frustrating because it's like I told our kids in there, I said, you can't blame all this on youth. This is our experienced players making poor decisions with the ball. The difference in the game today came down to turnovers and free throw shooting. We had been shooting 73% going into the game, and we shot 43% today. So, they're very physical team, USC. They're very, they got lengthy wings. Their defense obviously bothered us, but what was the other frustrating part today was our lack of play from our point guard position. We had put KP at point guard, and Mo didn't start out. She started out very shaky, and you go as your point guard goes, and so we started out shaky, and Michaela came in and got in foul trouble, so we played KP at the point guard most of the game. That puts a lot of pressure on her.
You mentioned the point guard, or the free throws. Was that a result of 2 games back-to-back, maybe not getting your legs back quite so quickly?
No, I don't think so. I think it's concentration. And, the other thing is, Kayla, if you get Alicia and Keeley to the line a little bit more, they've been pretty good free throw shooting. Destiny's been doing a pretty good job free throw shooting. Sometimes it's about who gets to the line, and I'm not even, Alicia didn't get to the line, and neither did Keeley today. If those two don't get to the line, our free throw shooting percentage is not going to be as good. I mean, that's been a stat every game. And a big part of that is is Alicia's ability, and Destiny, she's been shooting the free throw pretty good. That's an area that KP's she's got to get better. She was 0 for 2 the first half. We should have gone in with the 6, 7, 8 point, 9 point lead because we missed, I believe, 2 front end and 1-on-1s, and then KP missed 2 free throws.
Keeley and Alicia, most of their points came late in the game. Were they hesitant on offense, or was there something specific that USC was doing defensively to try to take them away?
Keeley, number one, she has to do a better job of handling pressure. That's just something she's got to improve on, and they'll improve. Both of them will improve with time. I don't think where they played ball in Australia that they're used to that type of physical and pressure play. That's just not how they play. So this is new to them. And it takes international players a while to get used to physical play like that, because they're more finesse players. That's not their style of play. But Keeley playing the perimeter like that, teams are getting pressure. She has to be able to use her length to be able to see over players and make better decisions. 3
USC players ended up with 4 fouls. Was it part of the game plan to drive inside and try to get them into some foul trouble?
Well, we got them in foul trouble the first half. We didn't get them in foul trouble the second half. That was frustrating to me, is at one point towards the end of the game, I think we had 8 fouls and they had 3. So they were going to the line every time, and we got most of those fouls in transition. We didn't get enough stops the second half. The second half there'd either be dead ball type stuff or they would score baskets, so we didn't get those transition baskets as much. They did a better job of picking up their transition game the second half.
You had 3 players scoring in double figures, including Taylor Brame, who had 12 and 5 tonight after a double-double last night. Has she surprised you a little bit with how much she's contributed early on?
We know what she's capable of doing. She's got a huge upside. I think it was TCU where we maybe played her a minute because we weren't happy with maybe her work ethic in practice and maybe even in shoot-arounds. And sometimes you got to make a statement. And ever since then, she's come around and in practice. She has to learn to work hard all the time. That's one area that and you get players' attention by not playing them if they're used to playing 10, 12 minutes a game. But she's doing some good things. Now she's got to learn, though, to take the shot from 12 feet when she has it instead of trying to bulldoze her way through 3 people.
You say she's got this high upside. What kind of player can she be? What kind of ceiling do you see for her?
Well, it's funny. I've always, when I watched her play, my first reaction was that's kind of like a mini Charles Barkley type player. And she's got the emotion like him too, you know. But she if she can learn though, she can learn to take some of those open outside shots. That'll really vary her game. But she's a good rebounder. She's a strong rebounder. Her pursuit of the ball is very good. She's got a nose for the ball, and she just, you know, she's got that Chicago style play. I mean, sometimes there's some things you can't teach in players, and it's aggressive. It's a little bit of schoolyard basketball, and sometimes you need a little bit of that out there. And I don't mean lack of structure. I just mean somebody who's going to go and not afraid to bang with somebody like USC.
You go from playing USC, a team you don't see a whole lot of, to North Texas, who you see all the time, you're very familiar with. What are the biggest areas of focus that you want to see cleaned up between now and North Texas?
This TO line, that needs a lot of improvement. We're going to make them pay in practice a little bit for that. We're going to be a little bit more strict on the turnovers in practice. That has got to, and we talked about that before the game. That could make the difference in the game, and that did really make the difference. That and free throw shooting.